Netflix offers so many movies that you're bound to overlook some great ones. We're here to stop you from scrolling over some great films on the platform. So here's our list of the top 10 underrated movies on Netflix. Starting off our list at number 10, we have Animal World. Muddling along without any aim, the hero, Zheng Kasi, accomplishes nothing and is in debt of several $1,000,000 because of borrowing money from his friends. In order to pay off his debts, he boards a ship called Destiny to attend a mysterious gambling party at the instigation of someone. If he wins some of his bets, his debts can be cancelled. The game rules seem very simple. Participants shall take pokers marked with rock, paper, and scissors as props for seizing the star sign of the opponent. However, in the face of a group of desperate gamblers, any little flaw can be utilized in the game. Next up at number 9 on our list, we have American Assassin. 23-year-old Mitch lost his parents to a tragic car accident at the age of 14 and his girlfriend to a terrorist attack just as they were engaged. Seeking revenge, he is enlisted by CIA Deputy Director Irene Kennedy as a Black Ops recruit. Kennedy then assigns Cold War veteran Stan Hurley to train Mitch. Together, they will later on investigate a wave of apparently random attacks on military and civilian targets. The discovery of a pattern in the violence leads them to a joint mission with a lethal Turkish agent to stop a mysterious operative intent on starting a world war in the Middle East.
This whole thing is just a means to an end for you, isn't it?
No. This is just the beginning.
Next up at number 8 on our list, we have Midnight Special. Alton Meyer is a boy unlike any other in the world, with bizarrely powerful abilities and strange weaknesses. In the middle of the night, his father Roy spirits him away from the isolated cult that practically worships him, and is determined to regain him at all costs. At the same time, Alton's abilities have been noticed by the US government as well, and they are equally insistent on getting to the bottom of this mystery, with Paul Siver of the National Security Agency leading the federal pursuit with his own questions. These rival hunts force father and son into a desperate run towards a looming date with destiny that could change everything.
Dad, it's okay.
Next up at number 7, we have The Guest. Spencer and Laura Peterson, with their children Luke and Anna, are coping with the loss of their eldest son Caleb to the war in Afghanistan. They are then visited by David Collins, a former Army sergeant who claims he was Caleb's best friend. He tells the family he wanted to visit them as a way to help Caleb take care of them. He is polite and friendly, and Laura invites him to stay as long as he wishes. After staying in their home for a couple days, a series of deaths occur, and the daughter Anna suspects that David is connected to them.
I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been here.
Really, Mrs. Peterson, it's no problem.
Next up at number 6 on our list, we have The Night Comes for Us. For years, Ito and his crew were like family. A family of drug runners and criminals, sure, but a family. But when Ito mysteriously disappears, his crew and girlfriend think he is dead and move on with their lives. So when Ito shows up years later with a young girl in tow and the triads after him, there's a lot to catch up on. The old crew reassembles and tells him about Johan, the psychotic butcher who took over the drug trade when Ito's crew imploded. And there's one very important thing. Johan also happens to have a stash of cash that Ito left behind, and he wants it back. Before we get into the top 5, if you're enjoying this video and want more content like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos every week. Now for the top 5 of our list. At number 5, we have Patriots Day. On April 15, 2013, Boston, Massachusetts Police Sergeant Tommy Saunders is pulling security duty on the annual Boston Marathon when the Tsarnaev brothers strike with their homemade bombs in an act of terrorism. In the resulting chaos, as the wounded are cared for, Saunders and his comrades join forces with the FBI to get to the bottom of this attack. As the investigation continues, the Tsarnaev brothers realize that the authorities are close to identifying them and attempt to flee the city to continue their fanatical mayhem. To stop them, a police manhunt is performed that would have bloody confrontations and a massive dragnet shutting down the city of Boston to make sure there is no escape from the law.
Wrap our arms around each other. I don't think there's any way that they can ever win.
Next up at number 4 on our list, we have Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry is an action film told from a first-person perspective, where you are the star. Here's your plotline. You remember nothing, mainly because you've just been brought back from the dead by your wife. She tells you that your name is Henry. 5 minutes later, you're being shot at. Your wife has been kidnapped, and you should probably go get her back. Who kidnapped her? His name's Akan. He's a powerful warlord with an army of mercenaries and a plan for world domination. You're also in an unfamiliar city of Moscow, and everyone wants you dead. Everyone except for a mysterious British fellow called Jimmy. He may be on your side, but you aren't sure. If you can survive the insanity and solve the mystery, you might just discover your purpose and the truth behind your identity. Good luck, Henry. You're going to need it. Next up at number 3 on our list, we have The Impossible. The British holiday makers Henry, Maria, and their 3 boys begin their Christmas vacation at a serene seaside resort in exotic Thailand. However, when a series of towering tidal waves hit the area on Boxing Day, claiming the lives of more than 200,000 people, the unsuspecting tourists will find themselves violently separated. Now as the death toll rises rapidly in the aftermath of the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, the heavily injured mother must summon up the courage to stay alive with her elder son, while at the same time, a desperate father and his 2 young kids must do everything in their power to track them down. Amid suffering, tangled debris, and death, the brave survivors must get the nerve up to not lose hope, and pray the impossible becomes possible. Coming in at number 2 on our list, we have The Town. In Boston's bleak Charlestown, criminals depend on a code of silence. Those caught serve their time. Doug McCrae masterminds bank robberies with 3 friends, the hot-headed Jem, Dez, an electrician, and Al, their driver. After a dicey bank job, Doug must make sure the female bank manager Claire, who lives in Charlestown, hasn't recognized any of the crew. He contrives to meet her, finds out she doesn't know any of the crew, and in the process, finds her appealing. As the FBI zeroes in on the gang, Doug wants out of the crew, but Jem and their money launderer, an aging florist, insist that Doug do one more job. There may only be 2 ways out of Charlestown: prison or death.
I'll see you again, this side or the other.
And finally, taking the top spot at number 1 of our list of the most underrated Netflix movies is Uncut Gems. Howard Ratner is a once successful New York gems dealer whose gambling addiction has left his family and career in shambles and him hundreds of $1,000s in debt. Always looking for the next big bet, Howard thinks he finally hit it big when he discovers a rare uncut rock of Ethiopian gems. That gem has a very interested, high-profile buyer, Boston Celtics player Kevin Garnett. But the closer Howard gets to finally winning big, the more he is forced to realize he can't keep running from the consequences of his actions. Can Howard juggle his family, a pair of thuggish collectors, his work, and his master plan, all before things get nasty? Find out in Uncut Gems.
You having a good time?
Yes.
This is me. This is how I win.
And that's our list of the top 10 underrated movies on Netflix. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We put out new videos like this one every week. Comment one of your favorite underrated movies below, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.